Welcome to 10-Minute Topics, where we dive deep into fascinating ideas, stories, and educational topics, all in just 10 minutes. Whether you're here to learn, be inspired, or simply pass the time, we're thrilled to have you with us. If you're new here, welcome to the community. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and tap the notification bell so you never miss an episode. Now, sit back, relax, and let's jump into today's topic. Today is December 15th, 2024, and this is episode 10. I felt a need to follow up my last video on animal rescue and endangered species with one that addresses only endangered species and the problem of poachers and trophy hunters. So that's what we'll do right now. Endangered species, the creatures that once roamed the earth in vast numbers, are now on the brink of extinction. These animals, many of which are integral to the ecosystems they inhabit, are now threatened by a variety of human activities. Perhaps the most pressing of these threats come from poachers and trophy hunters who hunt these magnificent creatures not for survival, but for profit, sport, and status. The implications are dire, and the need to address this issue is more urgent than ever. The term endangered refers to a species that is at risk of extinction due to various factors, including habitat loss, climate change, disease, and human interference. According to the International Union for Conservation of Nature, IUCN, nearly 28% of the world's animal species are currently at risk. This includes iconic species such as elephants, rhinos, tigers, and gorillas, whose populations are dwindling rapidly. Many of these species are crucial to the balance of their ecosystems. For example, elephants play a vital role in shaping the landscape of their habitats by dispersing seeds, creating water holes, and keeping forests in check. The loss of such animals would not only be a tragedy for the species themselves, but would also have cascading effects on the biodiversity of the region. The root cause of their dwindling populations can often be traced back to human activity. Habitat destruction, agricultural expansion, deforestation, and illegal logging are all contributing to the shrinking of natural habitats. Yet, there is one factor that exacerbates the problem to a deadly degree: poaching. Poaching is the illegal hunting or capturing of animals, often for profit. The demand for animal parts, such as ivory, rhino horn, tiger pelts, and exotic animal skins, has led to a thriving black market that fuels this destructive practice. Poachers target these species because their body parts can be sold for staggering amounts of money, often in regions where the law is weak or not enforced. Elephants, for instance, are killed primarily for their ivory tusks, which are used to make jewelry, ornaments, and traditional medicines. Despite international bans on the ivory trade, poachers continue to kill elephants at an alarming rate. In fact, according to some estimates, tens of thousands of elephants are killed every year for their tusks. The poaching of rhinoceroses is similarly devastating, as their horns are highly prized in some cultures for their supposed medicinal properties, despite there being no scientific evidence to support these claims. The illegal wildlife trade is not limited to large mammals. Birds, reptiles, amphibians, and even fish are all at risk of being poached for their rarity or perceived value. For example, the illegal pet trade is a significant threat to many species, including parrots, turtles, and various exotic fish. Many of these animals are captured in the wild and sold as pets or ornamental creatures, often suffering from inhumane conditions in the process. While poaching is driven largely by the desire for profit, trophy hunting is a practice that is motivated by the desire for sport, prestige, and the accumulation of rare and exotic trophies. Trophy hunters often target the biggest and most impressive animals, those with the largest antlers, the most majestic horns, or the most striking pelts. These hunters pay large sums of money to hunt endangered species legally in some countries, with the claim that this money helps to fund conservation efforts. However, the reality is far more complex. Trophy hunting not only kills the animals, but it also disrupts the social structure of animal populations. In species like lions, where prides are led by dominant males, the killing of an alpha lion can lead to the destabilization of the pride. This results in infighting and sometimes even the killing of cubs by new males taking over the pride. Furthermore, the removal of large individuals with desirable traits reduces the genetic diversity of the population, weakening the overall species in the long run. The argument that trophy hunting generates funds for conservation has been widely criticized. While it is true that some funds do go into the local economies, much of the revenue does not benefit conservation efforts directly. The resources could be better spent on more direct conservation initiatives, such as anti-poaching measures, habitat restoration, and community education programs that emphasize the importance of preserving wildlife. Though poaching and trophy hunting may seem like separate issues, they are closely linked. Trophy hunting can often serve as a gateway for illegal poaching. For instance, trophy hunting guides may be involved in the illegal trade of animal parts, or they may turn a blind eye to poaching activities in the areas where they operate. Additionally, the availability of rare species for legal hunting can fuel the desire for illicit hunts, especially in regions where laws regarding wildlife protection are poorly enforced. The demand for exotic animal trophies, combined with the lure of high profits from poaching, has created a dangerous cycle. The fact that both poachers and trophy hunters are drawn to these animals for their rarity and beauty has put them at an even greater risk of extinction. The fight to save endangered species from poachers and trophy hunters is multifaceted and requires global cooperation. Anti-poaching laws are essential, but they need to be rigorously enforced to be effective. Many countries have introduced heavy penalties for wildlife crimes, and international treaties like the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species (CITES) have helped reduce the trade in endangered animal parts. However, enforcement remains a challenge in many regions, where corruption and weak governance allow poaching to continue unchecked. Conservation organizations and wildlife rangers play an instrumental role in protecting endangered species. They conduct surveillance, patrol protected areas, and work with local communities to reduce human-wildlife conflict. Education is another powerful tool. By raising awareness about the importance of wildlife conservation, we can foster a global culture of respect for animals and their habitats. In some regions, ecotourism has emerged as a positive alternative to trophy hunting. Responsible ecotourism can generate income for local communities while also promoting conservation efforts. Safaris, for example, allow people to witness wild animals in their natural habitats without causing harm. This has been successful in certain countries, where tourism revenues are reinvested into the protection of wildlife and natural areas. The decline of endangered species due to poaching and trophy hunting is one of the greatest wildlife crises of our time. The thought of losing these animals forever, of erasing their beauty and their role in the environment, is a heartbreaking reality that could come to pass if we do not act swiftly. The solutions are clear: stronger law enforcement, greater education, more sustainable economic alternatives, and a collective effort to reduce the demand for illegal wildlife products. It is up to all of us to protect these majestic creatures and ensure that future generations will be able to experience the awe and wonder of wildlife in all its forms. If we allow poachers and trophy hunters to continue unchecked, we risk not only the extinction of these species, but also the degradation of the world's natural heritage. Every action we take today could mean the difference between survival and extinction for some of the planet's most beautiful and irreplaceable animals. Let's stand together to end this senseless destruction and preserve the world's biodiversity for generations to come. Thank you for joining us today. We hope this provoked you to thinking about this important topic. Lack of education is the bane of any society, as is obvious when looking around the world. No matter which side you are on, civilized discourse is always the answer. Be at peace, my friends.